Well, welcome to the three-part series on AI readiness. I'm Ahmed from DataMindAI. Today, we are tackling a challenge that every organization faces, but few properly diagnose. AI systems don't fail because they are weak. They fail because the environment they depend on are not ready. Companies often jump straight into models, agents, and automation, but beneath the excitement, the foundations are not stable. Fragmented data, unclear ownership, missing governance, and disconnected systems. It is like building a skyscraper on soft soil. The design may be impressive, but without the right groundwork, the structure simply cannot stand. To fix this, we break AI readiness into three layers. Part one, AI ready. It is a technical foundation and the data quality. Part two, business ready, value alignment and meaning. Part three, decision ready, intelligence that drives action, not just insight. Each layer builds on the one before it. And today, we start with the most important one, AI ready, the foundation for everything that follows. Yes, before we go deeper, let us ground ourselves in what the data actually shows. Multiple industry studies from Gartner, Forrester, and VentureBeat reveal a consistent pattern. The vast majority of AI initiatives never deliver meaningful value once they reach production. Globally, this represents over 100 billion in wasted investment, not because the models were weak, but because the surrounding ecosystem was not ready to support them. And when you look at the root cause, a very clear pattern emerges. Poor data quality, the classic garbage in, garbage out problem. Lack of governance. If you cannot trust or control your data, you cannot scale AI. Business misalignment. Teams build impressive solutions that no one actually needs. No decision architecture. Insights appear, but nothing in the organization is designed to act on them. Here's the key insight. These failures are not technology failures. Most models work perfectly well in testing. They fall apart when they meet an organization that is not ready for them. Let me ask you, how many of you have seen an AI project stall or fail? And in your experience, what was the real cause of that fail? Now, let us introduce the core framework for this entire series, the AI Readiness Pyramid. And like any pyramid, it must be built from the bottom up. Layer one, it is AI ready, the foundation. This is where 90% of organizations struggle because without clean, connected, governed data, nothing else matters. You simply cannot build AI on top of a data swamp. If this layer is weak, every initiative above it collapses. Layer two, business ready alignment. Even the most advanced AI is useless if it does not solve a real business problem. This layer ensures your model are tied to measurable value, not experiments, not prototype, but outcome that leaders care about. It requires executive sponsorship, clear ownership, and stakeholder engagement. Layer three, decision ready, which is action. This is the top of the pyramid, the point where AI starts to change decision, behaviors, and outcome. It is where automation, human in the loop design, and feedback loops come together to deliver real. This is the promise of AI, but only achievable when the layers below are solid. Organizations fail when they try to jump straight to the top. You cannot become decision ready if you are not AI ready. It is the equivalent of trying to teach calculus before teaching arithmetic. The sequence is not optional, it is structural. Let us define exactly what we mean by AI ready. At its core, AI readiness means your data and infrastructure can reliably support AI workloads. And the key words here is reliably, not occasionally, not theoretically, not when the stars align, reliably. To achieve that, you need 5 foundational pillars. Clean, accurate, consistent data. Is the data correct? Does it match across systems? AI cannot compensate for broken inputs. This pillar is non-negotiable. Number 2 is reliable data pipeline. Your data must move automatically from source to consumption. No manual steps, no hero engineers keeping things alive at 2 a.m. Pipeline must have SLAs, monitoring, and predictable performance. Number 3 is governed access and security. Who is allowed to see which data? How is access granted, revoked, audited? This protects privacy, ensures compliance, and prevents unintended exposure. Number 4 is metadata and lineage tracking. Where did this data come from? What transformations were applied? Who is accountable for this data quality? Without lineage, AI becomes a black box. Number 5 is quality rules and continuous monitoring. Automated validation checks, anomaly detection, and drift alerts. Your data should be tested just as rigorously as your software. And here is the reality check. How many organizations can honestly say they have all 5 layers in place? Most can't, and that is exactly why we are here. Let us talk about the hard numbers behind poor data quality. According to Gartner, the average organization loses $12.9 million every year because of low quality data. But that is only the visible cost. There are also the hidden costs: lost opportunities, reputational damage, compliance fines, and AI systems that simply cannot be trusted. And the patterns are consistent across industries. Teams with bad data experience 3 times the failure rate of those with high quality data. And data scientists still spend 60% of their time cleaning, fixing, and reconciling data instead of building models. To understand how serious this can get, let us look at real healthcare example. A hospital deployed an AI system for treatment recommendations, but underneath the data was inconsistent. Date format mixed between month, day, and day, month. Patient ages incorrectly calculated by decades, and critical fields missing across systems. The result? The model recommended dangerous treatment for elderly patients. This led to a $50 million lawsuit, a regulatory shutdown, and severe reputational damage for the organization. Here's a message: data quality is not a nice to have. For AI, it is a life or death. Let me ask you, what is the worst data quality issue you have encountered in your organization? Let us now walk through the core dimensions of data quality and see how each one can break AI systems in very real ways. Accuracy. Is the data correct? Imagine a credit score showing 850 in one system and 580 in another. The model cannot tell which one to trust, and neither can your business. Completeness. Are critical fields missing? Something as simple as missing email means you cannot run campaign, trigger workflows, or activate AI-driven engagement. Consistency. Does the data match across systems? If a customer's name is spelled 3 different ways, your AI sees 3 different people, not one. Timeliness. Is the data fresh enough to matter? Using last year's inventory to make today's decisions will misguide both humans and machines. Validity. That the data may define rules and formats. Phone numbers containing letters, dates that don't exist. AI cannot learn from invalid information. uniqueness. How many duplicates exist? If the same customer appears 5 times, predictions, segmentations, and personalization all become inaccurate. Integrity. Do relationships between records remain logically connected? For example, an order that references a deleted customer record. This breaks analytics, compliance, and AI reliability. Lineage. Do you know where a number came from? Something as critical as revenue must have traceable origins, source, transformation, owner, definition. Now let us look at these 6 core components of data governance. The scaffolding that allows AI to operate safely and at scale. Policies and standards. These are the rules of the game. They define how data should be collected, structured, protected, and used. Ownership and stewardship. Every data set needs an owner, someone who is accountable for its accuracy, quality, and ongoing health. Without ownership, data simply drifts. Access control. Who is allowed to see what? This governs confidentiality, privacy, and minimize risk, especially with sensitive information. Compliance. Ensuring the organization meets regulatory requirements like GDPR. For AI, compliance is not optional, it is fundamental. Quality rules, automated validation checks that ensure your data stays clean, structured, and reliable over time. Audit and monitoring. This is how you prove compliance. You need logs, lineage, and visibility to satisfy internal and external auditors. Platform example. A modern governance framework often uses one or more of these tools. Microsoft Purview, unified governance across Azure, Fabric, on-prem, and multi-cloud. Collibra, enterprise-grade governance and stewardship workflows. Unity Catalog for Databricks, Lakehouse governance for data, ML, machine learning, and AI assets. Governance is not a bureaucracy. It is a scaffolding that lets AI scale safely. And here's the important reminder. Tools alone do not create governance. Effective governance requires people, process, and technology working together. Let us now break down the medallion architecture, the foundation of every modern lakehouse and a critical pillar for AI readiness. Bronze layer, the raw zone. This is where data lands exactly as it arrives. Raw, unfiltered, untransformed. You ingest everything, logs, transactions, events, files, APIs. Nothing is changed, nothing is thrown away. This creates a complete historical record. The philosophy here is simple. Learn everything, question later. Silver layer, the standardization zone. This is where raw data becomes usable. You clean it, standardize schemas, remove duplicates, harmonize fields, and apply essential business rules. The goal is make the data consistent and trustworthy. Gold layer, the consumption zone. This is where business-ready and AI-ready datasets live. Models, dashboards, KPIs, and feature stores all depend on this layer. Data is optimized for performance, reliability, and production use. The philosophy here is ready for production. And why is this matters for AI? AI requires 2 things that traditionally conflict: flexibility for experimentation, governance for production. The modern architecture bridges that gap. Data scientists can freely explore bronze layer analysis, and AI systems rely on the trusted gold layer, and the silver layer provides the quality and consistency required to scale. This is why the lakehouse model has become the industry standard. Technology platforms supporting this model: Microsoft Fabric, end-to-end lakehouse governance and pipeline, and AI, Databricks, open scalable lakehouse with strong machine learning AI features, Snowflake, Data Cloud with fast-growing lakehouse and AI capabilities. If you get the medallion layer right, you unlock AI that is both innovative and production grade. One of the biggest hidden problems in machine learning is that data scientists keep rebuilding the same feature over and over again. Every team computes their own version of customer lifetime value, risk scores, churn indicators, engagement metrics, product likelihoods, and here's what happens. A feature works in training but fails in production because the logic is different. Team duplicate effort without realizing it. There is no visibility into what features already exist, and the organization loses the ability to reuse work across models and teams. What is a feature store? Think of it as a library of reusable data transformation for machine learning. If 5 models need customer lifetime value, you shouldn't compute it 5 different ways. Without a feature store, each team calculates differently. With a feature store, it is calculated once correctly and reused everywhere. This improves accuracy, consistency, governance, and speed. The 70% reduction story: a larger tech company with a 20-plus data science team discovered that almost all of them were recreating the same handful of features. Once they implemented the feature store, development time dropped 70%, model consistency dramatically improved, reuse became the default workflow. This is the power of centralizing features. Leading feature store platform: Databricks feature store, tightly integrated with Lakehouse, Azure machine learning feature store, native Azure integration. Action points here is: if you have more than 5 data scientists, you have already losing time and accuracy without a feature store. It is one of the highest real components of an AI-ready architecture. Let us talk about why metadata and lineage are so essential for AI readiness and what value they actually create. Metadata gives us 4 major value propositions. Discoverability: find the right data. A common question is, what data do we have about our customers, for example? Without metadata, you'll ask 10 people and get 10 different answers. With metadata, you simply search and find the right data set in seconds. It is a difference between wandering in the dark and switching on the lights. Lineage: trace data transformations. Where data this revenue number come from? Where did this revenue number come from? Lineage lets you follow the entire journey, every transformation, every rule, every dependency. This is essential for debugging issues and demonstrating compliances. And impact analysis: understand downstream effect. If you change a table today, what breaks tomorrow? Impact analysis shows you every dashboard, AI model, and report that depends on that data. This prevents production incidents and removes the guesswork from change management. Compliance: prove data provenance. Regulators ask tough questions. Show me all data containing EU citizens PAI, for example. Prove how it was handled. With lineage and metadata, you can demonstrate GDPR compliance confidently. A real example: a financial service company avoided a 50 million fine because it could prove through lineage that customer data was handled correctly. The analogy here is metadata is like Google for your data. Without it, organizations operate blind. With it, AI becomes faster, safer, and far easier to scale. The leading tools in this area is Microsoft Purview, Unity Catalog, to mention a few. Metadata is not documentation. It is the nervous system that connects your entire data and the AI ecosystem. Yes, well, when you move from experimentation to production AI, monitoring becomes absolutely essential. It is not optional. It is how you prevent disaster before they occur. There are four key areas you must monitor. Number one is the data quality dashboards. These track your real-time data quality metrics across all 8 dimensions. That's accuracy, completeness, consistency, timeliness, validity, uniqueness, integrity, and lineage readiness. You set the threshold, and when quality drops, alert fire. This keeps your entire system honest. Number two is drift detection. Data changes over time. Customer behavior evolves, market shifts, system migrate. For example, if the average transaction value suddenly drops or increases by 50%, is that a real business trend or a data quality issue? AI models become unreliable the moment the input distribution drifts away from what they were trained on. Drift detection protects against silent model degradation. Number three is anomaly detection. Anomalies are early warning signs. A sudden spike in null values, a field that's always populated suddenly going blank, or a column containing unexpected categories. These usually point to upstream pipeline issues or breaking changes. Automatic anomaly detection catches them before production output is damaged. Pipeline health. Finally, you need to monitor the heartbeat of your data system itself. Are ETL or ELT jobs running on time? Are they meeting SLAs? Are there bottlenecks or failures that could interrupt downstream AI processes? Without pipeline monitoring, everything else collapses. Tools supporting these capabilities: Great Expectations, open source standard for data validation; Monte Carlo data, data observability and incident resolution; Microsoft Fabric data quality, integrated quality and governance; Databricks Lakehouse monitoring; operational monitoring for pipeline and models. And here, the critical insight here is in production AI, monitoring is not a luxury. It is your first line of defense. It is how you avoid outage, bad prediction, and costly mistakes. Yeah, let us look at the 5 level of data maturity now. Understanding where your organization stands is one of the most important steps towards becoming AI ready. Level 1 is the initial one. This is where most organizations begin. Work is ad hoc, depends on individual heroes, with no formal standards. Quality issues are frequent, recurring, and unpredictable. And level 2 is developing. You start to see basic checks, some documentation, and occasional cleanup efforts, but processes are still manual and inconsistent. Quality depends on who touches the data last. Level 3 is defined. Process becomes documented, a governance framework emerges, teams start developing muscle memory that is following a repeatable playbook. You are becoming intentional, not reactive. And the level 4 is managed. Now you operate with metrics. Quality controls are automated, monitoring is continuous, problems are detected early and resolved systematically. And level 5 is the optimized one. This is world class. You have a culture of continuous improvement. AI becomes the default way of working, systems begin to self-heal, and the organization becomes an industry leader in data reliability. The assessment question is, can you trust your data for critical business decisions? Level 1 and 2, no. Level 3, sometimes. Level 4 and 5, yes. Now, you need to ask yourself, where is your organization today? And more importantly, where do you want to be in the future? Or where do you need to be? We brought here 6 checklists, and let us bring everything together with the AI Ready checklist, a practical way to assess whether your organization truly has the foundation needed for AI at scale. The first one to check is data quality exceeds 95% accuracy. This isn't aspirational, it must be measurable. Across all 8 dimensions of data quality and sustained over time. The second bit to tick is governance, policy, and enforced. Policy don't just exist, they are actually followed. There's a clear ownership, accountability, and full auditability for compliance. The third to tick is metadata is discoverable and lineage is tracked. You can find the right data in seconds, not days. You can trace any number back to its origin, and you can perform impact analysis before making changes. The fourth one to tick is monitoring, detect issues in real time. Dashboard updates continuously. Drift detection is automated. Alerts trigger early before small issues cascade into major failures. And the fifth one to tick is feature stores enable rapid development. Features are centralized, consistent, and reusable across models. Training and serving use the same definition, eliminating model drift. And lastly, is to tick is architecture supports scale and security. Your platform can handle current data volumes and grow 10% without breaking. Security is built into the architecture, not added as an afterthought, and the entire solution remains cost efficient at scale. So, how many of these can you check off today? That checklist becomes your roadmap. Wow, today we built the foundation, AI ready. You now understand the data, governance, architecture, and monitoring required for AI to operate reliably. In the next session, we move to business ready, where AI is aligned with real organizational needs, delivers measurable value, and is supported by the right stakeholders, real models, and change management practices. Before you watch part 2, take a moment to assess your organization against the AI ready checklist. Identify your biggest readiness gap. Create a 90-day plan to start closing that gap. Small, focused improvement compound quickly. And they are what transform AI from experimentation into impact. I will see you in part 2.